ROSC meeting. We got it. Thank you. We do on the third Thursday of every month at 2 p.m. Currently, that's our time, and but we're going to be looking into seeing if there needs to be some adapting to that. We're open to the understanding that we're coming together more, and we'd love to open up the opportunity for at least a hybrid. Um, so be listening out for those kind of check-ins to see what works. But we again are thrilled that you've joined us today. One thing that I'd like to do, you can go on to the next slide, is always not, well, I don't want to take for granted that everyone knows what a ROSC. So it's important just to highlight it. This is the definition from SAMHSA, and it really is just talking about that ROSC is definitely about a coordinated effort of community-based services to support one another, right? In a person-centered kind of atmosphere, build strength and resilience for individuals. We're definitely strength-based, and how we can collaborate, right? How we can help those who are struggling with substance use disorder, mental health struggles. So we are in the business to collaborate, come together, share what's going on. We definitely are adamant about sharing good information, making accurate information. I love that people are continuing to come on. Makes me happy. But just a little snapshot of that, of the ROSC. And ultimately, our hope and our goal is to create an RCO, or a recovery community organization, in our area. So that's kind of our efforts together. And we cannot, right? We cannot do this alone. We need each other to be able to do this. And so again, thank you for joining us today. I want to share a little update for us and some really exciting news as far as I'm concerned. We want to welcome Grace Irvin. She's joined the Logan Mason County ROSC as a prevention coordinator. And what's really special and interesting to me, and I'm excited about Grace coming on and to help lead us, is that she has experience in prevention. And so I fully and strongly believe that prevention and recovery, we need to communicate more, right? We need to talk more. There's more things in which we are doing the same kind of work, just in different ways. And I think that our voices and our understanding will help strengthen both sides. So, hey, Grace, can you want to say a little shout out?
Yeah, don't mind my dog squishing my face. No, I'm excited to be a part of the Logan Mason ROSC in like a different capacity. So I'm excited to learn and to, everything.
Yeah. Well, awesome. I'm super, super excited. And yes, my Cassie girl caught the picture. Please appreciate that picture of Grace and her sweet little pup. That is just her in a nutshell for me. Again, I always like to just have some words of encouragement that aren't just mine, but just remind us that alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. That can get lost as we move through. We get beat up by just the everyday trials and everyday things that we deal with, but just a reminder that we truly are stronger together and that we have so much to give. And again, it's just another moment for me to appreciate you being a part of what we got going on here. And we hope so much to also be an asset to what you have going on too. So yeah. So we are going to move on to our meat and potatoes of today's meeting. I am super excited to have Family Guidance Center join us today. They are going to be talking about their new MAR mobile van. And so we have Andrew and Whitney. I know that Jen is here, so I'm not sure who's going to take it away, but we welcome you and jump on in.
Hey everyone, good afternoon. It's Jenna. I think we're going to kind of tag team in a little bit, and anyone on my team that if I miss something, feel free to hop in. This is not the Jenna show. So if I miss something, feel free to unmute and just say what you need to say. So we're going to go through this PowerPoint. It's a short little PowerPoint. It just kind of gives you a little explanation and the background of the grant. And then we'll do a virtual tour of the van. Andrew's going to be out there. The weather held out for him, so he ain't going to have to be in the rain. So he's probably happy about that. So just as an introduction, my name's Jenna. We work for Family Guidance Centers. We're located in Springfield, Illinois. We also have the Sangamon County ROSC, so that's how we all met through the ROSC. And Jeanette, I agree, we can all do amazing things for Central Illinois if we combine all of our efforts together, and I think we are. So you can go ahead and go to the next slide. So during the pandemic, during 2020, Family Guidance Centers had a philosophy change, and we went with a harm reduction model, treatment model. And so with that being said, what we believe is that recovery, or SUD, that substance use disorders, is a complex treatable brain disease. The treatment must be tailored to individual needs, and it must be available, flexible. There you go. Adaptable. We believe in holistic care, so not just treating the substance use disorder, but also looking at the person as a whole. If there's mental health challenges, or if there's dental needs, or housing needs, we try and link them up with all the different resources that can really help maintain a person's recovery. We believe in medicated assisted recovery. We do offer all 3 forms of medicated assisted recovery at Family Guidance in Springfield. And that is methadone maintenance, buprenorphine, and the Vivitrol injection. We believe that medicated assisted recovery is not alone is going to be the ultimate recovery changer. So we need that support system in place. We need those recovery support individuals to help guide, and then counseling as well as the medication. You can change to the next slide. So this is a state-funded grant, and the mobile van's idea is to jumpstart individuals' recovery. It is not the idea for Family Guidance Centers to absorb all the patients. So when we go into rural communities that are identified as being medicated assisted recovery deserts, what we're looking to do with this van is induce individuals on medication and then refer them to providers within their own community. So for Logan area, I know you guys have SIU over there. We've also partnered with SIU like statewide, as well as Carl Health Clinic. So even if there isn't a provider within your community that is willing to continue the prescription, we will have a backup through SIU and through Carl Clinic. This is an inventive type of grant, so we're learning as we go, but it's really exciting, and I thought that we would get a little bit pushback sometimes from more of the rural communities because of stigma, but really we're not. People are really open to the idea of having new and inventive ways to help their communities. Let's see, what did I miss on here? Okay, so the really cool thing about this particular grant is, for our deliverables, we also get to count like educational presentations. We get to count for the flyers that we distribute. We have Narcan, we have fentanyl testing strips. I don't quite have safe syringes yet, but we will. So we'll have harm reduction supplies along on the van as well. We also have socks and care packages and parental survival kits and all sorts of things that we've stocked on there. So no matter who comes on the van, I think that they would leave with something. And even if they don't have an actual opioid use disorder, say they are addicted to amphetamines or something of that nature, we can still help them get to where they need to be in their recovery. So just because it's specific to medicated assisted recovery, I don't want to get it mixed up, that we're there for substance use disorder in general, but we're able to induce individuals on medication. Next slide, please. So with the van, it's not like we can come to Lincoln or Logan and like drive around like a ice cream truck. It's not that way. We have to have a partnership. We have to have a place where we're going to be identified. And then we have to let the DEA know exactly where we're going to be at. The different community partnerships that we're looking for is public health agencies, any type of treatment care providers, hospitals, physicians, businesses, coalitions, you guys, church leaders. I think we're going to go to a church in Shelby County in a couple weeks. So, and then of course, you know, any types of fairs or things that would support people in recovery, we would like to be there for that too. Next slide. This is just a picture of our van that's in Chicago. So Family Guidance Centers actually has 3 vans now. We were the second one. This is the first one. So that is in the Chicagoland area. Ours looks exactly like that, which you'll see in a minute. Who we have on the van is a recovery support specialist, and in our central and southern Illinois region, that is Miss Whitney, who's on the call today. And then we will have a nurse if we're carrying medication, and then also an armed guard if we're carrying medication. If we don't have the medication, it does not have to be an armed guard, but we do still have a security guard with us. I think that's all I have. I don't know. Yeah, and so if anyone has any ideas on where the van would be appropriate to take, please reach out to us. We're willing to go into these rural areas. Again, this is the point of this grant, is to go into desert areas. We had some identified rural counties that were specific to the grant, and we've been able to meet most of those deliverables already. So we're able to expand to other counties. Andrew, you want to take us through? Well, should I stop? Does anyone have any questions right now? I kind of went quick, so I apologize.
Thank you for this information, Jenna. This is incredible, and I love to see this kind of work happening within our communities. Do you guys do needle exchange services on the van as well?
We will not be exchanging. I'll have an exchange on there just in case, because you never know, but it won't be an exchange. It will be more of a distribution.
Okay, thank you.
And Jenna, what counties have you all been in thus far?
So right now on Mondays, we go to the Washington Street Mission, which is Sangamon County. That's a day shelter. They serve around 300 individuals every day, so it's pretty popping. We go to our syringe exchange, the Phoenix Center, on Tuesdays. And then we just solidified with Macoupin County for like every other Thursdays. We've been talking with DeWitt County. They're open to it. It's just kind of a communication thing. And then Shelby and Coles County as well. We'll be traveling that direction too. But, you know, with this grant, Jeanette and everyone else, hopefully what we do is we flood it and then we're out of there because we're doing our jobs, right? So it'll be an ongoing type of the schedule will change based on the community's needs.
That makes sense. Yeah. So cool. Anyone else has some questions about what was far? This is the time.
And if anything ever pops up or anything, you guys can always email me, Andrew, Whitney. We can always talk. So, Andrew, you want to show him? He's on. There he is. You're muted.
Yep. Oh.
You're muted still. Well, I guess he's gonna stay
Jenna, you're
muted,
gonna,
so-
hey,
Okay.
can you
There
hear
you
me
are.
now? Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah, yeah.
hey. What's up,
All
guys?
right.
So it's super windy outside. So Jenna, if you just want to like talk like through it, because like I said, with the wind, it's gonna be like all you hear is wind. So if you want to like talk, Jenna, and tell them like how it works, and then like I'll just walk through the van, and you can tell them like how everything works. Is that cool?
We can hear you pretty good, Andrew.
Okay, cool. All right. So we can try it, I guess. So here's the van.
Yeah.
So when an individual comes up to the van, Whitney will be in the van. She will meet with the patient here. She will do a brief screening on the individual. And then if the individual is appropriate for services, back here is where the nurse will be, in here. And so they'll do a brief medical screening on them. This is our generator. So whenever what controls, it goes outside, but the generator is what controls the heating and air conditioning system. So there's a lot of power going through here. And so, like I said, this is kind of the medical office here, where they'll meet with the nurse, and this is where the induction and everything will come in here. Now, if the individual has been identified, like if they just had recently used, because we're just doing buprenorphine right now on the van because of the rural counties, there's really no methadone clinics closed because transportation is always a major barrier for individuals. Needs to do a home induction. The nurse will be able to call in the script, and they can pick it up at their local pharmacy, and they could do home inductions off the van as well. So this is just kind of like a little tour and what it looks like. And then the medication is going to be kept like down here in this. There's a safe down here. If you guys can see the safe where the medication will be kept at. There's panic buttons in case there's any type of behavioral problems, and that will notify the local authorities to come and help us on the van. So the police and all that stuff will come if there's an emergency and stuff here too as well. Can everybody see this? Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Okay,
We can
cool.
see it.
Okay. And then up front here is like where the armed guard is. And so, yeah, that's the van.
And so when the patients like come onto the van, for confidentiality purposes, we close the door, right? So no one is, and it's not wrapped. So it's not like people know exactly what's going on. It just says Family Guidance Centers on there. And I think that that's an important privacy factor to point out.
I do too. I think that's definitely a person-centered approach. Absolutely.
If I could say just one thing about it too, just an additional piece. I'm Whitney, by the way. I'm the lead recovery specialist on the van. Not only will we, provide the medication, but I think also another piece of it, at least what I've experienced, is we try to meet people where they're at. So, if they're looking for treatment, options, then we, if they're close to Family Guidance, we can get them in with us, and I can do like pre-screenings on the van to get them into residential with us. Or if they're not near Family Guidance, I'll look for any other treatment areas that are in the facility and try to get them linked with whatever it is they need at the time. So I just wanted to point that part out too. Or even if they tell me they're looking for a food pantry, I can Google that and just try to, like I said, just meet them where they're at and kind of help them in the moment.
It is awesome. Cassie, I see your paw up.
I have a question as you were doing the walkthrough, just because I know it came up when we've talked about it before. Can you tell me anything about your panic button that you've kind of got set up? I know it's always something we're looking at with safety, and we have different kind of systems, but I'm just curious of how that works, and if you've had any feedback about it.
So we tested it out one time, and
Yeah, tell them the story. Tell them the story.
go ahead.
Jenna.
No, you. It's better
No,
if you do it.
You tell it better than me.
No.
So do you want me
Yeah,
to
go
tell
ahead.
the story, Jenna?
Yeah, go.
I was just pushing buttons and just like trying to figure out like what everything did. And so I pushed the panic button, And so like the police and everything had came to our main office here in Springfield. So that kind of let us know that it does work. But what we're going to do is, so whenever the van leaves, we're going to let the security company know where the van is so they can send the local authorities so they can like triangulate where the call came from. So it works. And then we have like little other like handheld here. I'll show you something else real quick. So also, if you guys can see, if you guys have like, we have these that'll be on there too. Like Whitney will have this on her. So in case she needs something, I'm not going to press it. And then also it alerts the armed guard in the front too as well.
Police are on their way.
Yeah. Help
It
is
looked
on the way.
hard for you not to push, wasn't it, Andrew?
I know. Yeah.
Thanks for showing me that. I appreciate it. Yeah, I always think safety is one of those things that is nice to hear what other people are doing in the community. So I was just really curious when I saw it. I thought, oh, okay, I haven't seen something like that before. So thank you.
This is what the security kind of device looks like. So it's just kind of like, if you guys can see, you know, it's just kind of like you have mostly in like your offices and different stuff like that. So that's what a kind of security system kind of looks like.
Another point to be made is we don't keep medication on the van overnight. So we take it off to prevent any type of theft from happening. There, you guys also saw that generator that goes on the back of the van. We're keeping it inside right now, but we're getting a cage made for it to be welded on the back so that to prevent the generator from getting taken too. So, and just weather concerns.
So you guys have been so, I mean, I just am so impressed by all the details that you have in place, and it's just so exciting. Whitney, it's so great to meet you, and I'm glad that to know this is what's happening. The final slide, I just want to make sure it has a little time. There's a contact information there for Andrew and Whitney. If in case anyone was wanting to keep that for themselves, that slide there, if you wanted to capture that. For any other further questions, or perhaps you'd like to invite them to your event to share more. But just by a show of hands, or I like to call them paws, was this helpful? I mean, is this exciting? What's happening? Yes. You know, I know that MAR can still be a bit, you know, uncertain for folks. So any questions, anything that, you know, folks have, this is a great time to ask too. Amanda, hi, is this the first time you're joining us?
Yes, I'm so sorry. I am driving, so I was like listening. But no, actually, I'm probably more stoked than anybody on this video because I came with Faith Church. I took Cammie's place, and we're starting recovery there. But I have coming up in 2 months, I have been on Suboxone for 14 years.
No. Yeah.
14 years. So when I first started, it wasn't even heard of. So, I mean, to hear that like the stigma is so much gone, that, you know, there's so much help in going places, I think that I'm probably more excited than anybody just because this has been like such a long process.
Well, I'm so glad you're here, Amanda. And if I caught it correct, you're with Faith Church, yes?
Right. Yep.
Yay. Well, I look forward for us to get together and learn more about what's going on and how we can support you.
Right. Yes. Thank you. And I'm so sorry. I was driving, so I pulled over just so I could go, to video.
Oh, you're so sweet. Again, thank you for your time, and any questions or any ways that we can provide some resources, since you guys are newer kind of coming into, as far as I'm, you know, understand, please, I look forward.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they got people going through training and stuff right now. It's just kind of been a slow process. Everybody coming back from COVID, just doing the regular things at church. And so but the goal is by September getting things started completely. So we're getting there.
Oh, very exciting. I know that us as ROSC has wanted greatly to partner more with Faith Community. So we're thrilled that you're here. And again, we look forward to learning more about what you have going on and how we can support you. So thank you
Yes,
for being
it's super. Yes, it's super exciting. Thank you for having me. I was so excited when they said that I could come instead of Cami.
Yay. We love that. We love that. And we love anyone that has that, experience to come and share. It's just so powerful. So I'm glad you're with
Yeah.
us.
Yes, thank you.
All right. So are there any other questions regarding the MAR mobile van for Andrew, Jenna, or Whitney at this moment? I just want to make room. Who can give it up? Give it up for them. Appreciate it. I love that we were able to see, even if it was a virtual tour, but I love that. I was much bigger than I had thought, and I didn't even expect for them to be a whole office, room off to the side. So that is just really, really cool. All right. So if everyone is feeling good, I think we will move forward. Let's see here. Sorry. I froze. So some upcoming things. We are going to be at Third Fridays down on the square in Lincoln. And so that will be May 19th, June 16th, and July 21st. So what we really hope to do is those folks who may be wanting to attend there, a big thing okay, let me back up. I get excited, y'all. You know how I get. Let me take a deep breath and say, one of the things we wanted to do this year is not necessarily just create an event ourselves, but we wanted to get into the community where things are already happening, where people are already gathering, where it might not be a topic you would think of, but we hope to be present will help to chip away at the stigma, right, of it being a taboo topic, and that we can just be available. So we are going to have a ROSC table. We'd love it if any others are planning to come out, that maybe we can coordinate to be near each other, right, with the spirit of collaboration that we're working together. Or if you're not able to come or didn't plan on coming, but you have some information that you would like for us to share for you on your behalf, we would love to have it there at the ROSC table, because ultimately we want to be the provider of information, resources for anything recovery, right? And so however we can do that, having different 12-step materials, having smart recovery, having behavioral health, whatever that we can have there to strike conversation. I think we're going to try to be a little creative as well by having kind of a roundtable discussion, safe space table, perhaps to have dialogue questions and perhaps engage conversation while folks are out and about. So we're excited about there. That's just, we also plan on being at Juneteenth event, also at the Pride event that's happening. We want to be wherever things are happening. So if you are interested in sharing information with us that we can share on your behalf, please email me and let me know. The other thing we have going on that I'm super excited about is that our Recovery and Action Group, right? That's our subcommittee group from those who participate here, or a lot of our people with lived experience that are involved on the Recovery and Action Group can't join us during this time. They're at work or other things going on. But this is a subcommittee group that we meet, and we are planning our very first multi pathways to recovery event. So this is the first time that it's not just kind of a ROSC-led thing, but this is from our Recovery and Action Group that is coming together with AA, NA, CR, Smart Recovery. So multiple pathways. So we are super excited about that. Being that we discovered that there can be a little bit of more of a pushback within the recovery world, right? When it comes to ROSC, the concept of kind of bringing these things together can feel like it goes against, tradition and that kind of thing. And so this is a big deal. This is a big deal that this is coming together. So we are going to be doing this fish fry and speaker jam. We are going to be looking for donations too to help us with the fish and some things. So if y'all know any hookup, right, please let us know. Otherwise, we would love for you to share the event, join us at the event if you could. I think one of the most powerful things for folks to see in recovery is people interested in recovery, right, and what's going on. And that doesn't necessarily mean that has to be your story, but that we need allies there. We need folks that are in the work coming together, right? Because peers are vital. We've learned that, but that the service providers, the decision makers, we need everyone at the table. So please know that you are absolutely invited to join us on that day and come get some yummy fish. But we are going to share that digital flyer when we email out minutes so that you can pass that along as well. If anyone's interested in any hard copies, I would be happy to deliver those to you, drop those off to you. So please let me know. All right, what's next here? I keep freezing up, so I apologize. So the Recovery Action Group that I was just mentioning, we meet on the second Tuesday of every month. I'm excited to say that's our standing meeting. We've actually been meeting more than that, which again is an exciting thing that's happening. More people are engaged, and we have some, what do we call affectionately, some old timers that have joined us, that has been extremely resistant and has coming to hear and starting to ask questions, and we are able to just share with them.
Yes, I need to get a cheeseburger Happy Meal.
Oh, thank you. So anyone who is interested to join, who's interested in helping to plan, if you're interested in coming up with creative ideas for how to share information, a few other things that are in the works that aren't quite on the schedule yet is a swim day, and also another educational movie that we want to open up to the community. So those are a couple other things that the Recovery and Action Group specifically is working on. And of course, in August, we are wanting to put together a panel of those whom Narcan has saved their life, to have that discussion and have that panel. So that's something we're working for Overdose Awareness Month. And of course, in September is going to be our recovery walk that'll be coming. So just a little snapshot of things to come. Please share this. And if you need a digital copy of this, I'm happy to include it, but we would love for more folks who I meet people who want to help, but don't know how or where to start, or don't know where to come in. This would be a great place, whether it be a person with lived experience, an ally, a family member of someone who is interested or who has struggled. So then what do we have? Again, we do want to make sure, we have put these together, recovery meeting flyers and cards. The one on the right side, that's a little business size card. If you need any refills, or if you need them for the first time, again, please make sure to email me. I would be happy to deliver them to you. Let's see. From you, updates from you all. I've been talking a lot now. The beautiful thing about collaboration is that we get to hear what you have going on, and you can share something that you may need from us. whether it be a need of a volunteer, whether it be an event that you need support in. This is the time that we want to hear back from you so that we can reciprocate. You being here means something to us, and we want to be able to fulfill something in response, because the work that you're doing is vital to what we have going on. Does that make sense? Awesome. So let's hear. Can I get an update? I don't want to pick on anyone. I will. But yes, Cassie. Woohoo!
I'll start first. So the biggest thing that is coming up is May being Mental Health Awareness Month, and just trying to think of unique ways to have more of those mental health conversations, bring some of that education piece, share into the community. I know we've got some handouts specifically for youth and adults, and then like how to get connected locally, as well as just some like nationwide resources just to give like those mental health emergency numbers, but also just like maybe a support group, maybe, you know, trying something different when you're looking out and trying to get some assistance and some help. So that's coming up. And I know I'm going on with Angie. Angie's going to be my counterpart for a radio interview, just kind of to bring up the discussion. We use some of the statistics that we've gotten from our previous like surveys through the community, and mental health's been picked as one of those big things that they want to focus in on. So we're going to use some of that information, but really just if there's a way in your community, in your day-to-day, May is just another important month to bring those mental health awareness conversations into those discussions, as well as just sharing information and trying to reduce stigma. So there'll be hopefully more kind of social media outreach information, but little things that we can do. So that's really the big things for me that I wanted to share. So thanks.
Awesome. Before I let you completely off the hook, is there something awesome that you've experienced in the last 30 days? Something that is what keeps you coming back? Any snippet?
Let's see. I went to a women's event. It was probably about 3 Fridays ago, and I was tired. I did not want to go to this event. It was at 4 o'clock on a Friday, and I was just ready to go home. Just kind of had a week, you know, everybody has a week. And I went to this event and I had some of the best conversations, some of the just most support, had just really felt like I connected with a few individuals really well. And I left and I just was like, this is why I do this. This is what I needed. It filled my cup. It made me feel good. It made me feel accomplished. And I was just so grateful to have some of those amazing discussions. So I think back to that event when I have days where you just like, you feel like it's just too much. I think of those times that I really feel so grateful to have this opportunity and to have such a fun role within the community.
Awesome. Thank you. I love that. I love that. I think that it's so important that we pause, right? Again, the work, the commitment, it can wear us down at times. And so, but I don't know about you. I have those days where it's like, oh my gosh, there's the heartache, right? There couldn't be anything to compensate the heaviness, right? And then there's these days where these amazing things happen and it's like, what? I get to do this. So thank you for highlighting how you got your cup filled, and I love that. Who's next? Who's going to update? What you got going on?
Jenna, and I'll say a couple more things.
Yeah.
Sangamon County is really excited. We have now been able to continue individuals on their medication while they're in Sangamon County Jail and Christian County Jail. So people are no longer cold turkeying off of methadone and buprenorphine in those jails. So that is like super incredible systematic change. Again, going with the stigma that is being broken down. And it's also hopefully going to impact, and it will have to impact people's recovery, because really jail is a great place to start treatment at. And then another thing on another note, May 5th it's I can't think of off the top of my head. It's Stop Overdose Day or something of that nature downtown at the Capitol, and I can send it out. But we're taking the van down there, and there's a rally for advocating for stopping overdose in our state. It is May 3rd. It's on a Wednesday, so there's going to be about 200 people there. It is with the Illinois Harm Reduction Coalition out of Chicago. So if anyone wanted to travel down or wanted to stand alongside us, I think all of us are going to be out there that day. So yeah, that's a couple exciting things. So
Yeah, Jenna, if you would send out that to me, and I can send that out as part of our minutes, that information. So Cassie will make sure to get that to you that way, if that's all right. That's so exciting. So exciting.
Real quick, I have a question. I work in Sangamon County. I actually work for Walmart Pharmacy. Narcan's been a hard thing to get through insurances. They try to push it, but at the end of the day, it comes across $60 to $70 a time. People don't want to pay it. I mean, they just don't. And, you know, Walmart's not ever going to put flyers out there or anything that might take any of their business. But I personally can lead people somewhere. So if I could give Jeanette maybe my email, could I maybe get somewhere to send these people for Narcan?
100%. That's a great question, Amanda, and I'm glad that you asked. We have distributors right here on the call with us from Sangamon County. So Jenna, you all, right, being right there.
Yeah. Solid point made, Amanda. And I think that they're going to start doing that with fentanyl testing strips as well. They're going to try and put them in pharmacies. So we have fentanyl testing strips, we have Narcan, anything, all of it's for free. So if you're in Sangamon County, we can deliver it to you. If transportation is a barrier, whatever you need, please feel free to reach out. Narcan saves lives.
I drive there to work 4 days a week. I could always try to come. I'm located, I work out in Dirksen, but I could always come and get some. Jeanette, I can even bring some back to Logan County if need be. I mean, whatever you guys need, I can help. But I definitely, I would even like to have some for my car if patients can't get it. I mean, they can't stop me from talking to people. I could put some in my trunk.
Yeah, no, I love that, Amanda, your excitement, enthusiasm to help step in where you see that gap. I'm sure we can get you the contact information so that you could probably just share a number with someone, right? But we do have Narcan here. I do fentanyl testing strips that we have here in Lincoln. So I can get you some too, Amanda, if that's something you'd like to have here in Lincoln. I can help with that. Another exciting, I'm kind of right in this harm reduction kind of conversation, is that we are working and very close to having a harm reduction vending machine in Lincoln. And so yes, it's going to be exciting. We're looking to put it at Custom Cleaners at the laundromat, which is open 24 hours. It does have to be indoors. That space is a place where our friends already visit, whether they be our friends without homes, or that's just kind of a safe, dry space when it's in the middle of the night. So that vending machine will contain fentanyl testing strips, Narcan, just kits that have kind of the whole deal together that people will be able to access for free. So we are excited about that. But Amanda, I definitely hear that we are going to be hanging out. And
yeah, I feel like maybe I was supposed to take this call driving or not.
Love it. I love it. Anyone else want to share something that you have going on? Maybe a need for a volunteer, maybe I'd love to hear something else awesome that you may have experienced. Anyone? Well, I have no problem because I got one more and I'm not shy. I want to share my highlight that I get to do right now is I get to go into the county jail and provide recovery meetings. And I'm going to say to you that it's just amazing. It is amazing. It's one of the most humbling, my most favorite things I get to do in the week. And last night, we go on Wednesday nights, and last night, it's just one of the reasons that I know that is why I do what I do. And again, it never falls short on me that I get to do this. It's a miracle. It's an absolute miracle. And I'm just know that it's part of this council and this committee and people supporting and showing that we have got to this space where we're able to provide these meetings. Understand meetings had never been offered there in the 40 some years that the county jail's been there. So this is history in the making. I have another gentleman that was recently approved to come in and join me. And he texts me that he does the men's group, and he texted me the next day and he said, that was the most incredible experience I've ever had. And where they're telling us as we're leaving, thank you for coming, thank you for not forgetting about us. It's kind of like, oh, but you don't get it. Thank you for the experience. So that is definitely my highlight and and definitely what I want to share. It could not have happened without this group of people that continuously come back and show up. So we're doing it. So thank you.
I love that story, Jeanette. I know I hear a lot, and I used to work for a non-for-profit agency and also working with like people with like reentry. And I always hear the saying of like inmates feeling like they're out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. So it's amazing that, you know, you guys are able to get in there and just let them know and reassure them that they are not out of mind, right? People are out here, we're rooting for them, we're wanting them to succeed. So that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that story.
Oh, and let me tell you what happens. We didn't even expect this, is that a guard typically sits in the room with us. And I will tell you, without that guard's permission, the last 2 months, his mind has been shifted and he's had some aha moments. And so those are even the nuggets of goodness that happen when we are able to come and share who we are. So I love it. I love it. Anyone else? We just have a few more minutes. Anyone that would love to share something amazing going on, an area in which you need support, an upcoming event you have going on? All right. I'm not going to poke too hard. I will give you your few minutes back. Well, we have a couple. Where are we on the slide situation here? Sorry. Our next meeting, Thursday, May 18th, 2 p.m. Of course, help us with our social media, always trying to get the word out. So like us, share us. We would appreciate that. And finally, do we have a final? Yes, here is our contact information. If you need anything from us at the ROSC, again, cards, if you want flyers, anything of that regard, if I can offer peer support of some kind, if I can, let's not forget about LoganCountyResources.org and MasonCountyResources.org. Those are two very comprehensive websites that have been put together that have a plethora of information and resources to share. So please be aware of those emails. If you want cards that have those on, happy to share those with you as well to get that word out. Otherwise, Gracie, do you have any last minute thing you want to share, or Carrie?
I got none.
Okay.
I don't think I do.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to check in. Anyone else? I'm just going to be quiet for a sec. Okie dokie, artichokies. If you don't think of it now, you think of it later. Again, please let us know. You have our contact information. Thank you for being here and being a part of this. Appreciate you greatly, and we hope to see you soon.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thanks.